And let me know if you want to talk through anything. You don't have to spin your wheels. Cause I know you. And ain't nothing wrong with trying. Ain't nothing wrong with trying.
So
But you very much perfectionist. So you like, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep going. And it's probably a karma song.
yeah, and like Sunday, I was trying to put together something, and yeah, I did that. I literally spent 6 hours until I got it. I got it fixed. So you're absolutely right. So
Mhm.
what I have here is I have select from medical tests
Okay.
where test name is in cholesterol tests and then MRI scan
Yeah.
and then and result would be result would be where cholesterol is is abnormal.
It would just
And
it would just be abnormal. Can you share your screen?
let me see.
Okay.
Okay. Now, now, how do I share my screen with you? I have it on my other laptop.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh, so when you have okay, so you have select, then you have your columns from the medical test table, where test name in, and then you list out the values: cholesterol, MRI. Did you put commas between those values?
Just a second here. Yeah, I'm going to close it. Now, if I accidentally close it, does that save everything?
It probably did.
Okay. Database is the healthcare system. Which
Yep.
database?
Yep.
Okay.
Come through verbiage.
Okay. There we go. Test. Oh, it did. Okay. So I have, so damn, it didn't save it. So it was, I
When you
had select,
when you open it up, it didn't ask you if you wanted to recover them files.
I can't even remember.
Oh man.
It's been a long day. I can't even remember.
Per you.
Um, so I had it where select from,
You want to see my code?
yeah, let's see.
Okay, okay, let's go then. I
Yeah.
usually don't do this, but okay. So here we go. So we have select and then our columns from
Mhm.
this table. Was
Okay.
there where formatted like this, where column name in, and then I listed
Mhm.
out them value. Okay, you got that.
Okay. And I had that and result is a normal, and that's where I kind of stopped.
Oh,
Okay.
what was your question on that?
So the result and normal, and also how about my question about that, and you've also how to also get the results for you. This person is also your data returns cholesterol tests that are abnormal,
Mm-hmm.
and also we'll just say our MRI scan where we'll just say that field is not null.
It wouldn't matter anyway.
Okay.
Yep, it wouldn't matter anyway because it's already populated. Because
Okay.
I wouldn't even get any data without any. I wouldn't get a return if I didn't have data in there.
Okay.
Yep. Because here I got. So what was the use case? I need an output of all abnormal cholesterol and MRI tests. So I'm gonna start with that. So I need an output of all. I started with the test name, cholesterol test, MRI test, and then I say and. This column equals abnormal. And then I came down here and said, and the test date between 2024-01-01 and 12/31 2024. And then I just ordered it by test date descending for a little razzle dazzle.
Mhm.
But I essentially, piece by piece, okay, what's the use case? Okay, let me answer this question first. I wrote my code just like this. Like this didn't even exist. So I wrote my code just like this. I came through, I pulled my data first. I'm like, okay, I got all this data. Okay, so they want cholesterol and MRI tests. Okay, let's get that first. Execute. All right, that works. Now they want abnormal. Oh, okay. Let me add that. Okay, that works. Then they want a certain filter for the test date. Oh, okay. Well, let me add that. Okay, that works. So look at it piece by piece. You want to do another one?
Yeah, now I have a question here. So on the bottom of the screen, if I had wanted to share my screen, I would just hit the share.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So let's do another use case then.
Okay.
Let's go. Oh, let me get this out so you can't see the table.
Okay.
Um, what? Okay. Okay, I'm writing that in here now. Um, so I need an output of all female patients who were born after January 1st, 1965. So first things first, data investigation. Which tables answers that question?
Would be the patients table.
Yep. So right click and select your top 1,000 and literally build your query piece by piece.
Okay. And for the year, you write it backwards.
You write it exactly how it is in the table.
Oh, okay.
The
Got it.
value, exactly how it is in the
Yeah.
table. Because if you don't, then it's like it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Did you test your first condition first?
I have my, well, I have it here as, um, so, from the database, the healthcare patients where
Yeah.
gender is equal to F,
Yes.
and I have it just in the one single quote,
Yep.
and that DLB is
Yeah.
between, oh, yeah, okay, okay, let's see, okay.
Well, Nicole, I was gonna say Nicole. Sorry, Nicole emailed me,
Oh, it's
but Sonya, I ain't gonna lie. You can really say you don't even have to use between for these use case.
okay,
If we are pulling, if we're pulling all female patients who were born after January 1st, 1965, that's not a range. Because I'm basically telling you, well, it technically kind of is if you go like January 1st, 1965 and today. But another way to do that is greater than.
okay, that's what I'm, because I had here. Let's see. Okay, so I have here, let me just see. So I have on mine where, let me see if I can, if the share the screen is going to work for me. Crap. Well, I have it where gender is equal to F, and
Yeah.
date of birth is greater than 1965-01-01.
Yes. How many records did you get?
Well, here's, when I executed, it says um, that is incompatible with integer.
Check your data types. You do not, I'm gonna tell you, I know what your problem is. You don't have your strings around your date after date of birth.
You're right.
What the system is telling you is you're trying to treat that like an integer, and it's not an
Integer,
integer.
okay. When it's not, it's not, it's a string.
Yes, it's a string.
Okay.
So your error is essentially like a data type error, and
Yeah,
that's easily
okay,
fixed.
okay. So yeah, it returned,
Look in the bottom right hand corner.
um, well, it says 1,000, let's see here.
Oh, you guys take your, yeah, take that limit off. Top 1,000, take it off,
Okay,
and then re-execute. That top 1,000 is a limit, a data limit.
okay. So I can just remove the part about the top, select top 1,000, and that'll remove that.
Yep. Keep select though.
Okay, select, I'll just remove the top, okay. Oh, you're right, let's see. 3216.
Yes. Yep. Walk me through what you just did.
Okay, so I have select from, patient ID, first name,
Mm-hmm.
last name,
Mm-hmm.
DOB, gender, phone, email, from healthcare system, from the database patients, where
Mm-hmm.
gender is equal to F and DOB is greater than 1965-01-01,
Yep.
semicolon.
Very
Okay,
good.
okay.
Do you understand what you like? Do you understand how to frame that and why I focus on like the best way to write your code is like piece by piece.
Word, gender, yep.
Yep. Because it helps you, like it helps you, grasp, okay, this works, now this works, now this works. And you're able to do, piece by piece and break it down that way. Good job. Good job. Now, with logical operators, we can use logical operators anywhere. So I said that to say, as we progress and you learn more complex concepts, we'll never get away from this. Like we at this from this point forward, you're gonna always have to have logical operators that combine those multiple conditions.
Mhm.
Like that's what we're doing from here on out. And the more use cases I give you, and the more times you apply it and get familiar with it, and understand how to take like qualifiable acts and quantify them, the easier it's gonna get for you. Yep. Any questions? Any more questions?
No, that really wasn't as difficult as I made it.
You just got to get in there. Once you get like that muscle memory and that rhythm going on, it like it starts to click. And then what's the beauty of like grasping those concepts is like once you make those mistakes, you're good on it going forward.
Okay.
Like for example, the error you just made with the data types in the date of birth column. And it's like
Mhm.
you made the error. Next time you know that okay, if this error is attributed to a certain data type, it has to be with how my data, it has to be with like how this is structured out. So,
Understood.
yep. So let's get into the aggregate functions. So aggregate functions are when we start to lean into like that actual analysis. What's the average of this? What's the count of this? What's the sum of this? Aggregate functions help support that. Now, when we get into these functions, it's also worth noting that the way that these functions are structured within your syntax, every function that you learn from here until we finish out is going to be structured the same way. The textbook definition of an aggregate function is it's used to perform calculations. And in its truest form, when we apply an aggregate function to our syntax in this concept right here, what it
Mhm.
does is it goes and it performs whatever that function is that you told it to perform on whatever that column that you put in parentheses. So the five aggregate functions are sum, count, average, min, and max. The way that they are structured is like this. We got our select statement. Anything we do within SQL goes into select. We are retrieving data from somewhere. So here we have select. We have our aggregate function, sum. Then we have the column that we're applying our aggregate function to in parentheses. So we have select, sum, open paren, column name, close paren, from our table. And that goes and it provides the sum of that entire column for that whole table. Average,
Mhm.
same concept, select, AVG, column name in parentheses from our table. Notice that our functions are pink. Whenever we write our functions in code, they're going to turn pink. We're going to get into window functions in session 4. They're pink and they're formatted the same way. They're more complex, but they definitely are formatted very similar.
Okay.
So select average, column name from table, count, select count. Here we have a star in parentheses, select count star. Basically, give me a count of all the records from this table. Max and min, they do exactly what they say they do in our natural language. Give me the max of this column. Give me the minimum of that column. Now, for aggregate functions, the way that I do this lecture. I ain't a lecture. We ain't lecturing. The way that I do this for aggregate functions is I break aggregate functions down into pieces, like it's actual multiple pieces. This is your very first exposure to aggregate functions. And once we grasp this, we're going to delve into other parts of aggregate functions. Now, with these aggregate functions, in its truest form, just like this is going to return one record. So let's do this first. And then we will get into others.
Okay.
So let's actually go within our customer order or your orders DB.
Okay.
And for the orders DB, it's a little tricky, so I will tell you the table name. We're actually going to be in our payments table.
Okay.
And can you give me the average amount? And let me know if you want to talk through something or if you have any
Okay.
questions.
Okay. Okay. So for the where, so I have here like select the average amount, and I have the amount in parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
And then, um,
That's it.
uh,
You done.
okay, so I don't need the where statement.
We ain't getting into that yet.
Okay.
We ain't there yet.
Okay.
So did you execute it and did it return data?
It, so it didn't. So I have select average and then amount is in parentheses.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think my.
Now, mind you, that average amount should be your only column in your select statement. So if you have any other existing columns, comment them out. The only thing you should literally only have one column because that's the only thing that we expect to see in our output.
Oh, so I just have it. Is there a way to block, do a block comment on this?
Yeah, the two dashes like this.
Okay.
Yep.